Let's start this video with the Neo type race ultimate dodge. Look at this one.
Wait, I'm the GOAT!
This might be one of the sickest dodges I've ever seen. I know it's not a real Valorant trick, but I just had to show it in this video. Welcome to another episode of the Valorant tips and tricks sent by you series. During this series I show tons of Valorant tips and tricks sent by you, or just crazy clips like that last one. And each episode I'm giving away a battle pass, so if you want the chance to win one in the next episode, don't forget to submit your clips in the Lowlander Discord server. And this week's winner is FlickGodOV. Congrats my friend. Now let's start the video. And let's begin with the ISO mechanic I personally never knew about. Usually when you're teleporting with any agent like Omen or Yoru, the direction you look at before you teleport is the direction you will look at after you teleported. So with these agents you always need to look to the right direction, or you might face your back towards the enemies. But now let's talk about ISO. The logical thing in my mind was that if you use the ISO ultimate, you just need to look to the right direction after you win the 1v1. But this, my friends, is not true. When you come out the ISO ultimate, you will always face the direction where you looked at last. So if I use my ult over here and then look at the wall, after I get out the ultimate, I'm still looking at the wall. But on the other hand, if I use my ultimate and look towards Link, then I will also face to Link when I get out the ulti. So my friends, this brings us to the tip. If you use the ISO ultimate, look to the right direction, and the best thing you can do is before you use the ult, get into a corner. This is exactly what Quincy did in this round, jumped into the corner, face towards the enemies, and that's how you get the clutch.
No distraction.
One enemy remaining.
Also, Killjoy in 2v2 situations, you don't try to knife that ISO. Let's move on now, take a look at this clip. Do you see that? Yoru doesn't have the option to get out of the graph net over here.
Help me! Help me! Pookie! Please!
And when I saw this clip I was thinking, no way that this is a thing, right? This needs some further research, so I hopped into a custom game, did some tests, and while I do the tests I quickly want to talk about something else, and that's about you. Huh? Me? Yeah, you over there. How many aces do you got? I have no idea. What's your accuracy? No idea. Do you even know your win rates with each of your Valorant agents? Absolutely no clue. Well, my friend, that's because you're not using the sponsor of this video, Valorant Tracker. Honestly, if you download Valorant Tracker, you can find so many things about your account. You could, for example, see the amount of aces you got, your accuracy, win rate with each agent, weapon stats, map stats, put the stats on the timeline to see if you're still improving, a lot of statistics that will help you find your weaknesses, so you know where to work on in your next games and improve faster. But there's even more, my friends, because you're not only able to look at your own stats, but also the stats of your teammates and the enemies with the live match data. When you hop into a game, you can see things like their rank, their kill death ratio, all things to mentally prepare yourself before the game has even started. And on top of all this, Valorant Tracker has more features like an in-game overlay, detailed matches story, guides. So what I would say, just try it out yourself with the link in the description. The best part is that it's completely free, so try it out, my friends. And now let's find out about the interaction between Yoru and Deadlock. Okay, if Yoru is inside this ultimate, of course he can't get hit by the graph net. However, when he's putting his mask on, then he will get hit by the graph net. Just like the interaction between his ult and the Teo drone. But my friends, if you get hit by the graph net in that small period of time, then it's true, you won't be able to escape your graph net until you get out of the ulti. That's extremely overpowered. But my friends, no worries, there's a fix for this. You are still able to teleport away. So if an enemy has a deadlock in their team, using your teleport ability before you cast your ultimate is oh so important. And while we're talking about the deadlock graph net, here's another thing that you might not know. Did you know that when you throw the graph net on the guided salvo of Teo, that this ability will actually get slowed? This is such a strange interaction, I had no idea this was a thing. And I also don't think it's very useful to know, but a pretty cool mechanic I guess. Let's move on, take a look at this clip now, and let me know if you think it's a big brain play or a waste.
This goes here.
That's a good call. I might make
Here.
her waste her ult.
Cage trigger.
I put a Kate. Oh my god, I did it.
Yup, if you not understand what happened over here, this Cypher realized that the enemy Raze has her ultimate ready, so he threw a cage in the corner of the site, activated it when Raze was ultimating, and then the Raze took the bait and used her ultimate on his cage. So he basically wasted the cage in the hope that Raze would waste her ultimate. Now, do I think it's a big brain play or an unnecessary risk? I definitely think that this was a big brain play. A Cypher cage is only 100 credits, and there's a pretty high chance that Raze players will ult random cages on site, so well played my friend. Next tricky, here's an insane combo you can do on Fracture. With Deadlock, if you go to tunnels and place your trap over here, your trap will actually be able to hit the enemies that are standing above it. I know, it's pretty OP on itself, right? No way that the enemies will expect it stun over here and they can't even destroy it. But my friends, if you want to take it one step further, you can actually combine this ability with something like a Breach Aftershock, and easy peasy kills for you and your teammates, my friends. And while we're on Fracture, did you know that if you go to ropes and aim at the top right of the vent with Cypher, strafe to the left, jump and place your cam, you will place a camera that can spot the enemy respawn. This cam is way too overpowered, my friends. I'm pretty sure that it will get patched, but I don't think it's a bug, so use it while you can. Okay, let's move on now and talk about this wall on Lotus. A common spot for the post plant is for attackers to chill in this corner and wait for the enemies to push. And look at this wall, it's so thick, there's no way that you can wallbang this wall, right? Well, my friends, welcome to Valorant. Of course, the walls are made of paper, so if you have a Vandal or Phantom in your hand, you can easily wallbang it. However, there's something strange about this wall. Usually, when you shoot on a wall and you see a hole, your bullet goes through, but if you don't see a hole, your bullet doesn't go through. But with this wall, things are a little bit different, because if I take a classic in my hand, on the right wall the bullets don't get holes, and on the left wall the bullets do get holes. But when I go to the other side, the holes aren't there. And this got me wondering, can you actually wallbang this wall with the classic? So I put a Brave Neon on the other side of the wall, did some tests, and no. Even though you see a hole, the classic actually doesn't go through. This might be the first wall in Valorant that has that. However, if you take a pistol with a little more penetration, like a Ghost, then you can wallbang easy peasy. A good thing to know, I guess. And about shooting through things, let's take a small break from the tricks now and go to the trick shots. This time the trick shots will be a little different, because I will only show collaterals. These clips are insane. Let's start with the Bucky collat. And honestly, I didn't even see the second enemy over here. My Bucky definitely does not do that much damage. Then we have another perfect lineup of the enemies.
One enemy remaining.
I believe in you, Luca. You're so
Spike
good.
down.
And let's end the section with one of the luckiest operator shots I've ever seen.
Neutralized. My ult is ready.
Cover going out.
One enemy remaining.
Got 3.
4 kills, 2 shots. Oh my god, my friend, why doesn't my operator do that? Let's move on now with the big brain Theo trick. And it's about his missiles. You know that in Valorant, a lot of agents have abilities where they go out of their own body and they won't see what's happening around them. Think about the Sofa drone, the Sky Dog, the Theo drone, or even the Astra stars or the Omen smokes. Well, my friends, if you think the enemy is using one of those abilities, maybe when you hear the drone coming or something, then all you gotta do is use your missiles on the spot where you think the enemy is. It might be a little guessing, but if you guess correctly, then you will get a kill while they are in their ability. Just like Pineapple did in this round.
All missiles away.
You want to find it?
Yes!
One down.
And while we're talking about Theo, in last episode I showed that the Theo drone doesn't push your teammates if they are standing still. But if they move a little bit, then it does push them. In that episode I thought that this mechanic was very useless. However, FlickGodOV found out that you can do something cool with this mechanic. And that's that if your teammate is standing against the wall, moves a little bit and then the Theo bounces this teammate around, you can actually go for an insane Ferrari peek. And the best part is that your first bullet with this peek is actually pretty accurate. I would be so tilted if I got killed like this. One thing though, it's a hard mechanic to master, so you need to practice it a little bit and try to use your creativity. Maybe combine it with a race ultimate or something. Cool tricky. Okay, this next Yoru lineup might be one of the nastiest lineups I've ever seen. What you need to do is stand in this corner on bind and aim at the left of the middle of the 2 arches over there. Then cast your gate crash. This gate crash will take a very strange path, so let's follow it. You'll never expect where it will land up. And while we follow this gate crash, you have the time to follow this channel. Okay, I'm not funny, I know. But anyway, like you see, the gate crash will land up all the way in showers. The path it takes is actually insane. But my friends, this does mean that if you use this gate crash over here, you can make your way to the teleporter. And when you think enemies are outside of showers, just use your flash through the TP. Then use your gate crash. And voila, easy peasy kills when the enemies are flashed. And FlickGodOV show you how it's done. Let's move on, take a look at this clip now. A while ago I also showed a clip of Omen making kills from the doors on Garage, and in that video I said that it was always a thing, but now I realized that this definitely wasn't a thing. I think this bug is in the game since the start of the season, and I would not recommend using it because it's a bug, but man, it's OP. Maybe you can troll your friends in a custom game with this one, and as a bonus you can also use this trick with the Sage Wall, my friends, pretty OP. And while we're on Haven, a mechanic that definitely wasn't in the game is this over here. As most of us know, on Haven you can walk on this metal pipe with any agent. However, if you go to the right pipe, it's a little too steep. But my friends, if you play with Jet, hold spacebar and spam your crouch, then you actually will boost yourself higher. This type of jet boost was an old Valorant mechanic that I thought that Riot Games had removed, but apparently it's still in the game, or at least it's back in the game. Though this got me wondering, can you still use this mechanic to boost yourself on the boxes on Haven? And the answer to that is no, sadly not. I miss the old Valorant tricks. Now it's time to go to Split. You know that on Split a lot of Sage players will place their wall like this, all to try to enter the site safely. Well, luckily today I got 2 counters for this wall. The first one is to simply place a wall over here when you think the enemies are pushing. You can walk a bit to the back of the wall to hide from the enemies, or push forward to get some easy headshots, just like Killer Mame did.
Good attempt.
You can even jump on the wall if you feel more risky.
3 down. One enemy remaining.
And the second type of wall is to place it on these boxes, and you might kill the enemies from an off angle. Look at this one. And this, my friends, was the last trick of the video. Big shout out to everyone who submitted the trick. I hope you learned something new, and I see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.